Hi everyone, this is Cindy, and I just have a couple of things to talk to you about. One of them is this dragon. He is made on cross-stitch fabric, and he's actually not cross-stitch, he's satin stitched. I got him a couple of weeks ago in a sack of embroidery floss I'd bought at Goodwill or Salvation Army, and I decided I don't have a use for him, so I thought maybe one of you guys would like to have him. The fabric is a little dirty or stained. I'm not sure. I did not try cleaning it, so it could come cleaner. I just didn't want to mess with him. I didn't want to do any damage. So, you know, if you guys know what you're doing, you might do a better job. But anyway, I'll just tell you that up front. He's a little stained. But I thought when I first saw him, I thought, oh, he'll make a great cover on a journal. But, you know, he's backwards. So, you know, unless your journal is backwards, he's not going to work. But he would work on the inside of a journal. So you have your cover here, whatever it is, and there you opened up, and there he is. And I know if we'd had him a few years ago when my daughter was doing her Harry Potter journal, I think she would have loved having the dragon. But anyway, I'm going to sell him on my Etsy shop just super cheap, just in case someone wants him. I think someone out there in the junk journal world would love to have him, and just not me. So, I'm just going to put him in there just to see if someone wants him. If he doesn't sell before too long, I'll just give him to Goodwill. Send him back to where he came from. Another thing I found when I was cleaning out, getting ready to pack up and move, I found these paper dolls that a friend had given my daughter when she was young. And we never did anything with them. We did not cut them out or anything. And I'll show you. I've got it zoomed in, so let me zoom back out if I can. Wrong way. They were from Martha Pullen Company, so I know Martha Pullen did a lot of heirloom sewing, so I'm sure she did some paper dolls to kind of, probably to show some of her designs. I don't know that for sure, but it wouldn't surprise me. So anyway, both of the dolls are here, and they're in perfect condition, and they're on really thick chipboard. It's like 1/4 of an inch thick, and they have their stands, and there's 20 outfits, I guess on 10 pages. And we never cut them out or anything. It doesn't even look like we've looked at them. They're in just perfect condition. And they have the outfits and the little accessories to go with them. So these would be cute, I'm sure, in a journal or just someone who likes collecting paper dolls. But I just don't have a use for them. I'm not going to be doing this kind of journal anytime in the near future. So I just thought I would see if someone would want them. That way I don't have to pack them up. I can pack them off to somebody who might use them. So 10 pages, 2 outfits per page, all the accessories, a lot of cute outfits. And I'm not even sure if these were actually meant to be used, if they were just more of a collector's thing, I don't know. So anyway, they'll be for sale on my Etsy shop if anyone's interested, as well as the dragon, and the link will be below in the description box below. So that's those 2 things I wanted to talk to you about. Also, in one of the videos I've done recently, and it may or may not made it on YouTube. Sometimes I make a video and then don't ever post it. I talked about Discover card envelopes being great sources of just interesting paper, and I can't even remember what I was making out of one, but I was putting up a bunch of envelopes I had saved, and I had them in 2 different places, so I was trying to put them all in one place. And I saw these, and I thought, you know, these are not going to be used as envelopes. I guess they could, but more likely I'm going to use them to cut something out. I mean, to me, that's a little too much, probably for a journal. But on these little smaller places, you can cut out flowers and butterflies and just different punches I use a lot. And just different accents. This one you can tell better the spaces you have to use. And some people may say, oh my gosh, that's not worth messing with. But, and I would agree too if it was just like a plain envelope. But when it's something like this, I'm going to cut out a few butterflies or something out of that. Just so I just like it. So here's some that are very similar though. And they just change in colors, and they've kind of gone away from this design and a different one. So, anyway, I just thought I would show you those since I found a whole group of them, and I had mentioned them just the other day. Now, I wanted to talk about mass making things. Now, I'm a great one for sitting in my recliner, you know, instead of here at my desk. So I like doing a lot of work there, watching TV, or especially on Friday, not Fridays, Saturdays when it's college football day. I just love college football, so I start watching when it begins at 11 o'clock here and it ends about midnight or so. So I'm sitting there for a while. So sometimes if I'm just really not in the mood to watch it, I'll read a book and it'll just be in the background. But most times I want to pay attention to what's going on, so I'll have some sort of project. So I decided, I had this basket, and I would show you if I could get it on film, but it's this big around, if you can see how big my arms are. Great big basket, used to have a handle on it, wicker basket. And I mean, I think after the handle broke, I don't even know what I used it for when it had a handle. I mean, it's like a giant Easter basket, I guess you would say. I used to put like pillows and stuff in it, but now I had it in here and it kept all my scraps. Well, it's just overflowing. So I decided I'm dealing with the scraps. And a while ago, I had sacked up some of them, like all the music was together and all the pretty scrapbook paper was together. But then you just start piling stuff on top of it. So anyway, it's time to deal with that. So I'm going to show you what I made. I started Friday night, and then I worked yesterday till I pretty much got finished with all these kind of scraps. I know you guys seen Gail do her, I think she calls it her snippet rows, and she puts real pretty scrapbooking paper on the front, and then she'll put stuff on the back that's not so pretty that you could write on. So when you cut these into tags and journaling cards, you've got writing spaces on the back. So, well, I don't have a lot of pretty scrapbook paper. That wasn't what I needed to use up. I needed to use up all those bits and pieces that look like this, that can be used for writing, that has just piled up. So anyway, I just took book pages and I actually got rid of one book. I don't know if it was a full book I was using, but whatever was left of that book when I started, it is no more. So, and I picked it because it had pretty tall pages. So, and you see, I only did 3 book pages. I started out doing 5, but when you're sitting there at your chair and just working on a lap desk, you don't really have room to do 5. So I thought, there's no reason I can't do a smaller number. So I went down to 5. And then I think later when I got some different book pages, I did 4 because they were smaller. But anyway, I did all of these and went through about 8 glue sticks. And so these are ready. That whenever I finish a project, like the one I'm doing now, it's like all blue papers for Christmas, I can just take my scraps that are left over, smash them on here, and then I'm ready to cut it for some more pockets and some tags as I need it. So, here's where I was doing 3. But anyway, they're nothing really pretty to look at, but I just wanted to show you they're ready to go. And I trimmed some and some I haven't trimmed, so I'll just slop it all over the edges like that, and then I'll go back later and then just trim it. So when I put the fronts on, it'll be ready to go. I did finish one completely. Here's the backs, and I had a lot of these from a sewing book. So, and then I happen to have some scrapbook paper about the same color as that teal, or I call it blue-green. So I went ahead and did the top of this one, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it because I'm not going to be doing a sewing journal fairly quick, and I don't want to, when we move, I don't want to move something this big. So I will try to get it chopped up into the journaling cards and tags and maybe a few pockets. And then this, of course, is just the base. It can have something else on the top of it. But if these aren't used by the time we move, and they won't, I might see what scrapbook papers I have and go ahead and get them ready to cut up too, because it's kind of awkward moving something like this. It doesn't really, I guess it would roll up. So anyway, I'm not sure yet, but I just wanted to show you I mass made a bunch of those, and they're ready for the pretty scrapbook paper. And then, my brain would get tired of that for a little while, so I'd switch gears. I have a bag of papers that are darker book pages, and you'll see what I mean when I show you, like right here, like different shades of the I don't know what aging. And I just took some book pages, and these are ones, and I glued them all down. I shouldn't have. It's 1 page, and at the top where it had the chapter heading, it had a lot of space, and then it started the story. So I folded them in thirds so that most of that blank part was on the back of the tag, and that way I've already got my journaling space, and then on the front I can do whatever. It doesn't have to be this technique, but I've got a base of a journaling card or a tag ready to go. And I just sat there with my glue stick and my book pages and tore them up and just glued them down. So I have made a lot of those. And of course, I will probably stitch around them since I have those book pages. That one glued pretty well. Not all of them glued down real well. Well, you can kind of see my different layers are coming up. So I will probably stitch around these. But I just think they're a great base and they're ready to go for any journal that I want to do. So not only did I make a bunch of those, I have the papers I was putting on top all in a plastic bag together. So if I want to do some more or I just want to do something at night that doesn't require a bunch of thinking, I can just go grab that and I'm ready to go. So, and I'll put these in the bag too. I just took them out to show you. So they're ready to go. And I found these when I was digging through cleaning up while ago. I can kind of show you what I did on that. I mean, it's not rocket science, but this one, instead of the blank space being at the top of the page, it's in the middle. So that means I'm going to try to fold this. And this one's a little wider book page, it seems like, or something. I don't know, maybe not. So that, okay, there we go. I've got most of that blank page, see, on the back. So it just takes a little bit of wiggling and figuring that out. If you get pages like this and you want to do this technique with it, and you know, if it's too, you got some printing showing that you don't like, you can always refold it. And if it's too long out here, you can either wrap it over or you can cut it off. So anyway, that's just what I was working on this weekend. Just mass producing things. And see, here's a piece of that scrap paper. It's from that old Shakespeare book. Just rip it off and glue it on there, and these would be ready to go. So anyway, I think that's it. All I was going to talk about. I guess I could say I did have some encyclopedia pages that I folded into bags. I just did one after another. I had pulled these out because they had maps on them and pictures I thought I might use in collage, but I just much rather use prettier things than that in collage. So I got a bunch of these bags, and see, this one's kind of neat. It was an old New York Times, so I might put that in my getting ready to do a steampunk journal probably after Christmas. That might go in there well. But anyway, I thought, you know, if nothing else, this can corral some of my supplies around here, or I just put them with thank you gifts for my Etsy shop or whatever. So I was just making one thing after another, and that's it. So I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.